Guten Abend und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Journey to the Château de Colombe hier in Baudel.
Bonjour à tous et bienvenue à Journey to the Château de Colombe.
And of course now to our English-speaking friends in the United States, England, Canada, Australia,
Wherever they
New
speak
Zealand.
English, yes.
Amazing. Welcome to a new edition of Journey to the Chateau. And we are in the middle of a heat wave, so we have 40 degrees centigrade today, and that's about 104 degrees Fahrenheit. It's awful.
Yeah. And what do you do when you're in France and you're in the middle of a heat wave? You start stripping. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so job well done on the wallpaper. That was, as you can tell from the time lapse, that was mostly Patrick that was doing the work on that wallpaper.
I did.
Yeah.
Because someone has to edit the vlog and I can't do that. And that someone is also supervising the dogs. So this is just a different kind of workload, but
Right.
it works for us. And so we knew that the plaster that was underneath here in the hallway was questionable.
Right, right. We knew that there were places where it was crumbling behind.
Some places we didn't quite expect. There's a hole in the wall, which
Right.
is me. So there was this big bubble, and so and we discovered. So there is the original plaster from 1640, and then there are 4 additional layers of plaster. We found paint. So this chateau was
Right.
really. I mean, at the hall we found paint underneath these iron bolts.
Right, right.
Covers
All the
for the doors.
door hardware. Yeah.
Again, it's dark. Oh, it's not dark, but green tones and gray tones,
Right.
which is really colors that we like and that are still in the chateau. We have not. They have at some point, if there was more wallpaper, all of it was removed.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm in your way. Hello, baby. This is Amber, right? Are you Amber?
Yes.
A lot of plastic came down.
Yeah, and so what we found was some interesting things that they did when they, at one point, they had replastered over the plaster. And so they actually, I don't know if there's probably a technique that's called, what they do is, but they basically notched into all of the plaster in order to give the new coating of plaster something to hold on to when they put it on. So, and we'll show you an image of what that looked like.
Yes.
But very interesting, because then we were able to see there are places where when we took the paper off, it actually exposed a layer of plaster under the current plaster.
Well, yeah, there are 4 layers
a couple
of
of
plaster.
layers of plaster.
And the very old plaster, we had a really big bubble. There was like 2 or 3 square feet. So
Right.
I just took a piece out, and that is plaster with horsehair. It was done 1640-ish.
Right.
Since we know that this part was built in the early 1640s, since the chapel was consecrated in 1644,
Right.
and they didn't build the chapel before the chateau. So that's an interesting thing. And shall we talk about the restaurant in Baudel?
Yeah, that's one more thing that I wanted to say about the removal of the wallpaper was we're really happy so far that, in case you noticed, we were using a steamer to
Yes.
remove all the wallpaper. So far we've been able to, at least for the entry hall, which now we have the ground floor of the entry hall, all the paper has been removed, and we've only actually used a steamer, so no chemicals have
Yeah.
been used for anything for removing wallpaper.
It works really well. I mean, some of the wallpaper comes down in these. Hello, Ginger. In these huge pieces. There are not many places where the paper paste there, the wallpaper
The
paste,
glue, yeah.
is thick and it's very brown. It's from the 50s,
Right.
1950s that is. So it's pretty good. There are some really big holes that we need to plaster over.
Right.
So that's going to be some detail work that I don't particularly love. Someone is trying to drink my wine.
It's not me.
Funny that. Anyway, so it was very encouraging. And oh yes, Baudel. We went with.
Yes, before your cousin Angela had left, we decided that we were going to go to Baudel, and there was a restaurant there that was, it's basically one of our closest local restaurants.
It is the
closest local restaurant. So we decided to check it out.
And it's we went there over lunch, and it's there are a lot of tradesmen go there for lunch. Townsfolk, people go and meet there, and it was basically a very down to earth, good, really good food. And I think we had 4 courses.
Yeah, it actually was a lot of food, and it was actually very little money.
Hotter than hell,
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
bottle of wine, and I think
Yeah.
we paid 35 euros for 3
Yeah.
people and wine. But it was so
It was so hot, yes. It was.
And it's still very warm here in Colombe and in this area. Like big parts of Europe have quite a severe heat wave. Would you like to get through? No, never mind.
Going
She
down.
isn't. Apparently she isn't. So and this is of course very different for us because we don't have air conditioning anymore.
Yeah, so when we were done with lunch, and so we came outside, and right outside around the corner it's basically that's the town square kind of right there, I think.
Right, and it's the church.
And the church is right there on the
12th century.
Right, and so we were looking around. I think the church was closed, right? We were going to see if we could go in.
Yeah.
But it was already closed. But right outside there on the square outside the church, they had basically a tourist display. That kind of shows like a map of local sites and things to see in the area. And we were surprised to see that Château de Colombe was actually one of the featured things on the map.
Including a photo. It was like, oh,
Including a photo and a detailed little write-up about the chateau. And actually I have the write-up here. It says, Colombe, the largest hamlet in the town, has a 17th century chateau on private property, established on a former monastic site.
We didn't know that.
We didn't know that before, yeah. A beautiful avenue planted with majestic trees provides access to the buildings. The central dwelling is extended by 2 wings with mansard roofs. 2 buildings form the sides of the courtyard.
That's us.
That was great. Yeah, so we were really excited to see that, and I think we had thought to ourselves, I guess our chateau is a little more important in this area than we thought it was, so we decided we were going to spend a little bit more time than we could in the heat, kind of doing a cleanup outside and kind of beautifying, what we could outside the chateau. So, Patrick had picked up some really lovely plants to put in some planters that we have now.
Yeah, we got some Impronata terracotta pots from my parents, so they're planted. I weeded the bridge. We have a tiny bridge. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Over our ginormous moat.
Over the mini moat. Yeah.
And it's all gravel, but my God, I did that. It was 40 degrees, 104 Fahrenheit, and good Lord, it feels like you're just in the sun. It needed to be done. So it's almost completely done, that part. Mm-hmm. The courtyard itself is so big, and that's a lot of work that will be done in the future. But we've made a dent.
Yeah, we did. And I think that it seems like the people in the area really appreciate some of the stuff that we're doing to help preserve and...
Is that where they throw eggs? I'm kidding.
They do not do that. No.
People walk by or drive by and they wave. It's lovely.
Yeah, and we've had people who we've seen who've stopped to take pictures of the chateau.
Oh yeah, we were kind of surprised.
Yeah.
The car stopped and someone got out, took pictures through the front gate, which is locked. Because if someone would open it, it would fall out of the pillar.
Yeah, can't do that.
There's no other reason for it. In any case, so he came over, asked me if this Château de Colombe, and if we were the owners, and I told him yes, and he said it's a beautiful property, congratulations. And we had no idea how he would actually come here to look at the chateau, but that was hence the...
But now we know, since we went to Baudel,
yeah,
and we saw that it is actually featured there as a place to look at, to visit.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah. So one of the other things this past week was frantically trying to save the last possible fruit that we had that was actually on the property that hadn't been eaten by animals.
Well, not the fruit, it's just the currants, right? I mean, there are plenty of other fruit trees that are long away from being harvested, but huge currant shrub and full of fruit, and 3 days later we looked and it was mostly gone. So again, in the blazing sun, I picked all those currants or most of them. Whatever was left, almost all of it. You always leave some for the birds, of course. And I cooked some red currant jelly, and I said to Angela, I said maybe we get a jar or two out of it. We actually got 6 out of it.
We did. It did.
So that was good,
and it's actually pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, there's so many fruit trees, so we definitely are gonna make more preserves.
Right, and we know we have blackberries that are coming. Right, we've got a huge bunch of blackberries that we will have later. And the other thing was, a few days ago we got a package that Patrick was very excited about.
Oh yes, I was.
And so we'll show you a little bit of when that package arrived.
Hello everybody. Well, we have a wonderful heat wave here. It's I think it's 36 degrees today, and there was someone honking outside. It was our UPS delivery. We got paint samples. Look at that. I'm so excited since I already have sorry about that. Since I already have taken down a lot of the wallpaper in the hallway, we can actually play just with this, just have some fun. Play with some color samples, and we're really excited. And after a lot of research and talking to people who have used a lot of paint, since for us it's new, we knew what to use in the United States, but here that's different. And one of the really good companies with high quality paints is the Little Greene Company from Great Britain. And so we ordered, I don't even know how many different paint sample pots. And we have discovered that a lot of the colors in the chateau over the centuries were in the green scale and the blue scale. So very exciting. And Anna of Le Fleur will be delighted that there's a lot of green in this chateau. Anyways, thank you so much. Stay cool. Come on, let's go inside. It's so hot out there, it's not even funny. Hello.
Hello. Oh, we got a package today.
We did, and these are the paint samples from the Little Greene Company.
Oh, that's exciting. Yes.
Let's unpack them.
Okay.
Oh, you've poured wine. Hey. Oh, 5:45. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's check that out.
Okay. Let's start this. Oh, cheers. 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 Cheers, Rosie. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Okay, let's see.
Or as we say in some Baudel, happy Heatwave.
No kidding.
So tomorrow we're supposed to have 40 degrees centigrade. That is what, 103, 104 with a heat index that's higher and all that. It's lovely.
Was that a list of all the...
Yes. Oh my.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So.
This is a list of all the color samples.
And you know, this is pearl.
Yeah.
Opa. And you are gauze, pearl and gauze.
Do you want to move those so they're...
Salt lime.
There we go. There we go. How about that? That's
100, 105, 106. I mean, it's numbered. I love it. Oh my. Oh, amazing. Just the packaging itself.
Well, yeah, they did a great job packaging all that stuff.
French gray pale. So we discovered a lot of grays in this house when we door handles came off, and so that's really, really nice. Let's see what we have. So pearl mid. So we have already had pearl in this pearl mid. So anyway, so you will see that much more clearly.
Right.
Bone shiner blue, very nice. When we are having them as samples on the wall, aquamarine. French gray. There we go again.
Very nice.
So we have, so it's French gray and French gray pale. It does not look any different right now, but it will look very different on the wall.
Yeah, we actually have 4 different variations of French gray. There's French gray, regular French gray, and then there is the dark, the middle, and the pale version of.
So it's the mid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And really, it looks very much the same, but we know it's not.
Yes, it won't be.
And I really cannot. I'm so excited to put this actually on the wall and see the samples.
Oh yeah.
Even though we have to replaster a lot, but it will give us a good idea of what to put where.
So here are all the colors that we got onto the wall in their different groups of colors.
We group them by their names. So there are 4 groups where there are 4 different shades of the specific paint. If I just point that out up here, that is the French gray group.
Yeah.
And of course, this is not, it's not like in order, but it most probably looks much darker when you see this than it actually is.
Right.
But so it goes from dark to true color, mid color, and pale. So there are all kinds of different colors. But let's start at the left upper here. It's one of the lightest colors.
Right.
It's called Chateau, and these are all paints from Little Greene Company.
Right.
In Great Britain. This is up. When you just look at the walls, they're really quite catastrophic. But this is one coat.
Right.
Put down
Right.
with nothing thick, with a mini brush like this.
Right.
So that's it. So it covers
Coverage is great.
beautifully.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So this is the Chateau is one of the lightest colors we have.
Right.
Underneath is green stone and pale and light, beautiful together. Clearly, really a nice pairing there.
Right.
And then we have pearl. And what we found is that these 2 pearl shades in color and mid match what already is here and what we found underneath plaster. So basically these colors and underneath is a bone china group.
Right.
That is also already present in the chateau together with the gauze next to it.
This is the gauze group.
Really, really pretty. And above that is what's called slacked lime. Love those. It's just, it's this natural sandy color. It's really, really pretty. And the French grays we showed you.
Yeah, the French gray, yeah.
Which are also really, really nice. And underneath we have a color that we just picked and liked. It's called Brighton. Stuart already said I don't see a whole room painted with that color because it's very intense, but it's gorgeous.
Right, and what I said to Patrick is that it may be that this is a color that we would use. What I like about having this many samples is that when we just get to the point where we're going to do some wallpapers and fabrics, that this may be a color that we would use depending on what we choose for fabrics and wallpapers.
Yeah, below are it's a color that's called aquamarine.
Which is kind of funny because I usually consider aquamarine to be a bit bluer than that.
It's blue, but aquamarine as a stone comes in basically colorless blue down to green as far as we know.
Right.
But yeah, it's really lovely. There are some green fans who would love this, and we definitely will go and paint one room with these colors.
Yeah, absolutely.
With aquamarine. Then we come to delicate blue, which again on the screen looks much, much darker than it looks here on the wall. This is a very light.
Yeah, it is actually much lighter in person than it is on the camera here. And
above it is pale Wedgwood, which on the screen right now, and I don't know how it's going to be in the recording, when it's played on YouTube, This looks so
That
dark.
is so dark
And it is
here.
not.
Yeah,
It's
no.
both of these are much lighter.
It's not that dark. Yeah.
So that these are two colors, each of which we are considering for the dining room, which will be a blue-ish room,
Right.
with a light off-white, because we don't want a bright, stark white in the room.
Right.
So yes, this was exciting. It is exciting.
Yeah.
And we're gonna, once we start painting, we're gonna tell you more about our experience with the Little Greene Company.
Yep.
Hey, so all in all, a really good week, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
So we're happy. So there's some progress. Never as much as one likes. The heat did break a bit, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
still
much
warm,
cooler right now. Yeah.
But we have actually a breeze out here, which is lovely.
Yeah.
And so we hope that we actually get a good night's sleep, maybe. And other than that, looking forward to next week, or see you next Wednesday.
Au revoir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
If you enjoyed this video, please use the like feature to let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Journey to the Chateau YouTube channel if you would like to see more. Once you've subscribed, you can tap the notification bell in order to ring it, which will allow you to receive all notifications from our channel. Thank you.